So Kumaras, they start speaking when they were stopped entering into the seventh gate. So na hi antaram bhagavati yaha. So yaha means many places. Yaha comes in Bhagavatam or Bhagavad. Yaha means in this. So when the reference point, whenever yaha is material world or it can be spiritual world. So in this context, yaha is referred to the spiritual world. So na hi antaram. Antaram means difference. So na hi, there is no difference. He means stressing more. There is no difference between Bhagavati. Bhagavati is referred to Krishna, and Samastra Kukshu Atmanam Atmani. So Atmanam is referred to living entity, and Atmani is referred to Krishna, and Samastra Kukchava. So Samastra Kukchava is mentioned like an abdomen. So generally it is considered all the living entities are the abdomen of the Lord. So na hi antaram bhagavati. There is no distinction between Bhagavati and Samastra Kukchava Atmanam Atmani. There is absolutely no difference between the Jiva who is residing with Krishna and the Lord. So Prabhupada's translation, this distinction as a harmony. They are harmonious, the Jiva who are living in this spiritual world. Harmony in sense that all they have a one purpose. There is no disagreement between the residents of Vaikuṇṭha and the Lord. Like, now is the example, Nabho Nabhasi Eva Dhira. Nabho means, Nabha means sky. But the sky means, in science we say space. This space called Nabha. Or Nabha, Nava, Siva. The whole sky and the smaller sky. There is no difference. No? Sometimes if you take let's say one glass, the one space inside the glass and outside. There is no difference. But the difference is compared. Pashyanti yatra yubyo. Yubyo means two. Pashyanti desa. Sur lingeno. Sura is generally referred to demigods. But here Sura is referred to devotees or Jai Vichya as being. Lingeno. Lingeno means dressed up like a devotee. Kim Vyutpadetam Bhayam Yatvasya. So they look like a devotees in the Vaikuṇṭha, Sullingeno. But how come this disharmony, bhaya? There is no bhaya. In this world only bhaya. Padam padam yad vibdam. So how come this fear? They become feared who are entering. Na? So they stop Kumaras because of some fear. They may not be the right person to enter. So how this disharmony came to them? So this is a statement made by the Kumaras. So in the Vaikuṇṭha world, there is a complete harmony between residents and the Supreme Personality of Godhead, just as there is a complete harmony within the space between the big and small. So Vaikuṇṭha means, Prabhupada in the last concluding, wherever there is harmonious, there is no disagreement, and if everyone is following the interest of the Lord, then that place is called Vaikuṇṭha. Prabhupada says, in International Society for Krishna Consciousness, we all are following center is Krishna. Everyone is serving Krishna, and there is no disagreement between any living entity. So Prabhupada says, then we are not living in the material world, we are living in the Vaikuṇṭha. So Prabhupada is starting, a lot of points are there, big purport. So Prabhupada is starting with, like there's two departments in the material world called civil department and criminal department. So both are required in absolute sense, because there are jiva which do not want to follow the law and order of the Lord. So Prabhupada writes that the example may be given herein that government has both an educational department and criminal department. An outsider may consider the criminal department inauspicious, but from the government's points of view, it is as important as the education department, and therefore the government finances both departments equally without discrimination. So the Lord's attention is at both the places, not He is more attentive to the spiritual world compared to the material world. Because the Mayavadi cannot understand this, they want to relieved from the material energy. However, because the Vaishnava philosophy is full of knowledge of Supreme Personality of Godhead, he finds no disturbance even in the material energy. This is because he knows how to utilize material energy for the service of the Lord. In the government, the criminal department and civil department may appear different in the eyes of the citizens, but in the eyes of government, both departments are one and the same. Criminal department is troublesome for the criminals, but not for the obedient citizens. Now, Prabhupada, police is the thieves and the rogues and the criminals, they are afraid of police. But the obedient citizens, they are not afraid of police. Similarly, this material energy is troublesome for the conditioned soul, but it has nothing to do with the liberated soul who are engaged in the service of the Lord. So this material world, and Prabhupada said in the Purport, Lord is Anandamayo Abhyasat. And we are also Anandamayo Abhyasat, the to be happy condition. See, alone one cannot be happy. One is not, in material sense we see, if you are alone, you are packed up in the room, locked up in the room. So 1 hour, 2 hours, 3, 4 hours, 5 hours, then become impatient. Then you dial someone, you want to speak to someone. And so let's say mobile is also taken away from you. Mobile is also not there. Then for some time, then you want to read something, you want to talk. Because that's the reason, even sometimes if somebody does grievous sin or grievous criminal activity, there's something called they are put behind the wall in isolation. It's very troublesome in isolation. ना पहले कुछ बोलते थे पानी काला पानी की सजा, समझा, दे sand but nothing you can access. So Prabhupada gives one example. One person is alone, he want to get married and produce a children because he want to, alone there is no happiness. So eko bahusyama. So Krishna was one, he becomes many. So Lord only expand. So Lord has a varieties of expansion. So Lord himself is called Is Tattva in the Chaitanya Charitamrita. And when the Lord expand in another, Prabhupada used to call plenary expansion, called Prakash Tattva. So Is Tattva and Prakash Tattva, they are in the spiritual world. when Is Tattva and Prakash Tattva descend to the material world, it's called Avatara. So Is Tattva and Prakash Tattva is Balarama and Is Tattva is Krishna. When these, and there could be multiple plenary expansion, when they descend to the material world, so they become Avatara, this is called Avatar Tattva. And Krishna has different energies. So, one called internal energy and another is called marginal energies. So this is called Sakti Tattva and another called Jeev Tattva. So this Pancha Tattva, these are there: Isa Tattva, Prakasa Tattva, Avatara Tattva, Sakti Tattva, and called Jeev Tattva. So when Isa wanted to become a devotee and a Bhakta Avatara, then he descended as a devotee, who is a Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. His Is Tattva, when he descended at the form of devotee, is called Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. The same Prakash Tattva, when he descend in this material world as a devotee, he becomes Nityananda Prabhu. And Avatar Tattva is a Gadadhar Pandit, and Sakti Tattva, which is Radharani, when she didn't descend here in this material world as a devotee, so she takes the form of Gadadhar Pandit. And the Jiva Tattva and the perfection still descend in a perfect devotee, he becomes a Shivas Acharya. So the Lord only, there's no difference, he only expanded in the different varieties. So in the spiritual world, in the perfection, there's no difference. There's all harmony. Prabhupada is a very good example. Like suppose you have a watch. No? Initially we used to have, now also be some mechanical watch. Lot of small, they have a parts. No? Some small gear will be there which moves again. Then a small wire and other things. They are small part. But they all are working so that the watch can give the right time. So they are all harmony. With harmony means, does not mean they are doing the same work, but they all are working for the higher purpose. They are aligned. There is no friction between them. And something, if same thing, the body different part, they are all working harmonious to satisfy the body or the stomach, Prabhupada says. Somebody eyes blink differently, not with the proper way. So it looks like some problem with the eyes. So because it should be harmonious. So same way when we work differently, not in conjoin, not align with the Lord's purpose, with the Lord's desire, or to satisfy the Lord, then becomes in the disease condition. And that disease condition, to cure that disease, this called, the whole material world is called, Prabhupada is saying, criminal department, or is called hospital also sometime being referred. So we are all having the disease, bhavaroga. We are not aligned ourselves with the desire of the Lord. Like in the surrender, the sixth principle, one is the principle is having no desire other than desire of the Lord. So in sense, our desires should be aligned with the desire of the Lord. If we align that desire of the Lord, then we also will be very happy and satisfied. If there is no alignation is not there, we cannot be happy. So that's the reason when we meet many people, they say, Prabhuji, we are not happy, we are not satisfied. Even though we have many things and we are working hard. So the main problem, unless they align themselves with the desire of Krishna, unless they work for the satisfaction of Krishna, and actually we are meant only for that purpose. And Nitya Siddh Krishna Prem Sadh Kavu Noe Sharmadi Suddh Chitta Kare Uday. So already serving Krishna, to love Krishna, to is already there. Nothing has to be brought from outside. But that's the reason we have forgotten soul. So we have to reestablish our relations. Prabhupada writes in the PA book, in the Conversations with the Bomb, in the office of a big man, an executive of a big company, there are many employees. They are controlled by different departmental superintendents. But although outside of home he controls indirectly, the same man at home is controlling his children directly. So the spiritual world, direct Krishna's involvement, here indirect. Now Prabhupada always says we have to be under control, we cannot be independent. Only the insane man, madman, crazy man can say I am independent. Prabhupada gives example, if outside the jail you have to follow the government rules and regulations. You are controlled by God. If you do not follow, you put behind the wall, then you will be forced to follow. So outside maybe some freedom will be there, but still you have to follow. But when you are inside, it's a dukhalyam asasatam. But although outside of home, he controls indirectly, the same man at home controlling the children directly. But he is always a controller. Similarly, God is a controller always. When one becomes a devotee, he is controlled by God himself personally. When he is non-devotee, he is controlled by his agent Māyā indirectly. But he has to be controlled. For example, every system of America is controlled by government. When he is alright, the civil department controls him. When he is not alright, criminal department controls him. But he cannot say, I am not controlled. That is not possible. Everyone is controlled. If somebody says, I am not controlled, he is not sane, he is a crazy. Everyone is controlled. So either you are controlled directly by the Lord, or you are controlled by his energy, Māyā. Being controlled by Māyā, you spoil your life. You remain in the material existence. One birth after another, changing your bodies. But if you choose to be controlled by God, then after this body, you go back to Godhead. Then your life is successful. You cannot exist without being controlled. That is not possible. That is intelligence. That is stated in Bhagavad Gita. Bahunam janmanam anti jnana mam prapadyate. After many births of traveling or speculating, one surrender unto me. Vasudeva sarvamiti. Krishna, you are everything. So I have come, accept me. I am now fully surrendered unto you, and you control me. I am controlled. For so long I have been controlled by these rascals. There is no benefit. I have been controlled by my senses. So under the control of the senses, I have served so many families, society, country, nation, up to serving the dog. But nothing has given me satisfaction. Therefore, now I have a good sense. I put myself under your control. Instead of being controlled by a dog, let me control by God. This is Krishna consciousness. Have you not seen how a man is controlled by a dog? In the street, the dog stops, passes stool. His master will stand and wait. Is it not? He is passing stool and urine, and the master is thinking, I am a master. But he is being controlled by a dog. This is Māyā. He has become servant of a dog, but he thinking, I am master. So unless one is Krishna conscious, one cannot understand. We can understand this. We can understand that this rascal is being controlled by his dog, but he is thinking that he is a master. We can understand. What do you think? Has he not become controlled by a dog? So how Prabhupada is very systematically pointing out, If we are not ready to serve Krishna, Prabhupada, we have to serve Māyā. No? Jivere Sarup hoy, Krishna Nidasa. If you do not, we have to be Dasa. If you are not to serve Krishna, then we have to serve. If we do not serve Krishna, then we have to serve Māyā. And Prabhupada is saying, how is complete harmony? The hand of the body is complete unit only as long as it is attached to the complete body. Purnam idam. So hand is also complete unit, but is complete unit so long as connected to the body. So hand of the body is a complete unit only so long as it is attached to his complete body. When the hand is severed from the body, it may appear like a hand, but is actually has none of the potencies of hand. Similarly, living entities are part and parcel of complete whole. If they are severed from the complete whole, the illusory representation of completeness cannot fully satisfy them. And as we say, everything is owned by Krishna. Now, absolute honor is Krishna. Isavashyam idam sarvam yad kinch jagatam jagat. Ten taktena bhunjitha ma graha kas siddhanam. So, jagatam jagat, whatever animated, non-animated, everything owned by Krishna. Other day we were hearing the Madhu Pandit Prabhu was saying, the body belongs to Krishna, not the body. Soul, you also belongs to Krishna. So when we accept the absolute ownership of Krishna, when we accept be everything, then there won't be any, actually, Madhu Pandit Prabhu was saying, sin tendency comes because we don't accept Krishna as absolute honor. So, and the root of sin, Prabhupada is writing one place, it's very good statement. The root of sin is deliberate disobedience. Deliberate disobedience of the laws of nature through disregarding the proprietorship of the Lord. So sin means deliberate disobedience of the not accepting the proprietorship of the Lord. So that is a root of sin. Disobeying the laws of nature or order of the Lord brings ruin to a human being. Conversely, one who is sober, who knows the laws of nature, who is not influenced by unnecessary attachment or aversion, is sure to be recognized by Lord, thus becomes eligible to go back to Krishna. So actually, we may think of and be here, repeatedly read, the sense gratification is a punishment. Somehow we are so crazy, somehow the mind is take us on the toss on that, we think is enjoyment. And we follow very sincerely all the rules and regulations, we will be very happy. Even the soul will be very happy. Material and spiritual in both sense. So that's the reason that duality comes, and because of it says iksha dves samuthena dvand mohena bharata sarva bhutani sammoham sarge yanti parantapa. So iksha dves samuthena dvand mohena bharata sarva bhutani sammoham. So all the living entity are put in the illusion because of dvanda, which comes from iksha and dvesa. Na sochati na brahma bhuta prasannatma, na sochati na kanchati. So as long as we are in that iksha dvesa, then we are entrapped. So Prabhupada is writing the purport of this sloka, Ikchadvesa 727. The real constitutional position of living entity is that subordinate to the Supreme Lord, who is pure knowledge. What the pure knowledge means? We are not so much knowledge is there, but the pure knowledge means I am subordinate to Krishna. So this very small, which contains all the knowledge. When we accept the subordination to Krishna, so the real constitutional position of living entity is a subordination to the Supreme Lord, who is in pure knowledge. When one is diluted into the separation from this pure knowledge, he becomes controlled by illusory energy and cannot understand the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Illusory energy is manifested in the duality of desire and hate. So, due to desire and hate, the ignorant person wants to become one with the Supreme Lord and envies Krishna as a Supreme Proprietor. So, our also envy started from the spiritual world. We envied Krishna, we descend envy to other jiva and other things. So, as long as we are hovering on the material platform, there is no way we can be happy, and forget about happiness, even we cannot be peaceful in the mind. So, Vyusatma ka buddhi eka kuru nandana bahu sakha hai Anant Shesh. So, the varieties bahu sakha comes because of accepting not Krishna as a real absolute proprietor, but consider ourselves as a proprietor. So that's the reason even it says na visati tad anantaram bhaktya mam abhijanati yavan yaschasmi tattata tato mam tattato gyatva visati tad anantaram. So when visati tad anantaram means we become same with Krishna, means harmonious with Krishna. Mayavadi, they take it differently, this verse, or anywhere, wherever it says that we become the same nature as Krishna. So here we see there are a lot of many points are there, but anyway time is not there, so you can read again and again, and whole philosophy of Krishna consciousness encapsulated, embedded in this particular purport where Srila Prabhupada repeatedly he explained the whole thing so that somehow we can understand and we can align ourselves to Krishna's desire, and we can be very happy even in this life and the next life as well. Otherwise, sense gratification will lead always the miseries even in this life and will continue in the life after life. So here we'll be seeing further how Kumaras, the beautiful verse and beautiful purports are there, how these Kumaras, they speak a lot of things, good philosophy now, before crossing to the Jai Vijay. So I will stop here. Granth Raj Srimad Bhagavatam ki Jai, Jagat Guru Shri Prabhupada ki Jai.